Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Heidi. I'm completely blind, so I don't look directly at you, but I promise I'm right here with you. So yes, it is once again that time of the month. It is our monthly wrap-up session, and I'm so excited because I've got so much to talk about today. So firstly, I will just have a reflective part where I will talk about life in general and just reflect upon some of the videos of the month. I've got some interesting updates I think that you will enjoy. Then I just want to talk about what's lying ahead. I've got two topics I want to discuss with you and hear your thoughts on. And then I will move to the perfume tray. So there I will talk about my most complimented fragrances of the month, or my only complimented fragrances of the month. I will give you an update on the unboxing I did in the beginning of the month, what I think of those fragrances now after a month. And then I will just go over the rest of the fragrances that I wore during February. So let's get into it. Firstly, how are you doing? I hope you are all doing very well, that February was gentle on you. For the most part, it's going okay with me, except we had some distressing news this month regarding my mother's health. So yeah, that is something that is quite weighing heavily on my mind at the moment. So if you can please just also keep my family in your thoughts, please. Well, I don't want to go into detail about it, for her privacy's sake, but I will keep you updated. Furthermore, I think work is going quite well. I'm in the swing of things, and yeah, let me confess. The diet ain't no more. The diet ain't no more. I don't know. I'm probably weak or something, but yeah, I was depressed on my diet. So at the moment, I'm just focusing on eating healthy and on getting enough exercise. I'm exercising about 5 times a week. I'm only doing cardio. I know strength training is extremely important, but for some other reason, I was diagnosed with arthritis in my neck last year. So at the moment, I'm staying away from the weights. So yeah, so that is that. Regarding the channel, so firstly, let me tell you what Nandi bought after our video. I was surprised. I think you will be surprised as well. So she traveled this month and she called me after she came back. She said she purchased 2 perfumes at the duty-free shop, and it was firstly a repurchase of her own perfume, which is the Omnia Crystalline. I don't know if you remember, she said her bottle is so small, if I remember right, and she wants a bigger bottle. It's the Bulgaria Omnia Crystalline. And then she bought La Belle by Jean Paul Gaultier. Not Burberry Goddess, which was her favorite, not Vanilla Voyage, not Care Felicity, no, La Belle. So I was quite surprised, but she told me that's the first one she saw and it smelled nice, and she said even though she gave it a 7.5 rating, she really liked that one. Also, she was influenced because one of her friends, who is apparently extremely pretty, told her that she watched our video and then she immediately sprayed her La Belle on. So when she heard, oh, that pretty friend of hers got La Belle, she decided that then she has to have it as well. So yeah, and she said to me, I can tell the story. So here it is. Then I also want to thank you all for your beautiful, beautiful comments on Wednesday's video. It honestly meant so much to me. It actually made me emotional. Thanks for sharing your stories. Thank you for all the beautiful feedback on my channel. I so appreciate it. I cannot even begin to explain. I was so reluctant to actually post that video because I thought, oh my goodness, this is a perfume channel. I don't want people to feel like, you know, now I'm just talking about myself. So I was really so, my heart just felt so full after reading all your comments. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is what I wanted for my channel from the start. Not massive growth and all of those things. I wanted, you know, just subscribers who are loyal and who enjoy my channel. That is what I wanted from the start. Thank you for making that happen for me. Also, I got a lot of questions on the video. I think one of you actually had like 6 or 7 questions for me. I thought, you know, I will do a follow-up video, a Q&A, where I answer all those questions. So if you have any questions for me, please feel free to drop it in the comments and I will include it in the Q&A. Also, I just want to assure you that if I do a Q&A, that will always be an extra video. I will not have that as a Monday or Friday because I don't want you to feel that, you know, I'm not doing the perfume content that I promise to do every week. So yeah, that will be a Wednesday video when I do a Q&A. So what is lying ahead this month? I will do an unboxing next Friday. I'm so looking forward to that. There will be a video on my favorite summer perfumes, even though, you know, I'm leaving summer, thankfully. I know you are heading towards spring, or perhaps it is spring already there, I'm not sure. But I thought I really want to do a video on my favorite summer perfumes. I will also do a video on, you know, some of my Middle Eastern fragrances and whether I will repurchase those. And on that note, I actually want your feedback. I thought perhaps I should go back to my previous unboxings, like since June last year, and each month revisit one or two of those unboxings and give you a maceration update. Is that something you would be interested in? I also don't want things to be too repetitive and boring over here. So let me know if you would like a maceration update in that fashion, because why I thought of that is someone asked me whether I can do an update on my January unboxing. And I thought, you know what, actually I should do updates from the beginning of my unboxing journey. And then what I also want to do is, some of you asked me to discuss my perfume journey, why I got into fragrances, how I got into fragrances, and I am going to try my utmost best to do that video this month. Just a bit of a spoiler alert. My perfume journey also include my most embarrassing moment ever, but I will tell you in the perfume journey video what that was. It was extremely embarrassing for me, but yes, okie dokie. Then I really want to, and I've promised this since last year, I think September, October, but I really want to visit Zara and sniff Zara perfumes and see whether I can pick some fragrances up there. I haven't been to Zara in a year and a half. The reason why I don't often go, and I think I've said it before, is Zara is in an extremely large, huge mall in South Africa. And I really need assistance. And I don't want to go to Zara and say, okay, I want to smell Red Temptation. Okay, I want to smell Golden Decade. I want someone to go through all the perfumes with me. And I've got a friend who's brilliant with that. So if we can coordinate our schedules, I'm actually seeing him this afternoon. I will ask him whether we can go to Zara next week. So I'm very excited about that. I thought, you know, March will be my Zara month, and April I actually want to pick up some Fleur body mists. Unfortunately, we don't have perfumes, Fleur perfumes here in South Africa. So, anywhoozy, okie dokie. So, the two topics. The first topic is just a question actually. I want to ask you, how many perfumes do you wear per day? I thought that's quite interesting because I was thinking about this the other day and wondering how many perfumes do I wear per day. And I think it's about 2 to 3. If I should guess, I should actually pay closer attention. But typically I will apply perfume in the morning before work, and I will reapply during the day. And then when I walk Upton, and also when I run on the treadmill, I usually apply another fragrance, a lighter fragrance, and then in the evening before I go to bed after I've showered, I usually apply another fragrance. So yeah, it's usually, I would say 3, usually. But I would be very interested to know how many fragrances do you wear per day. And I guess it also depends on how strong the fragrance is, whether I apply another fragrance. Sometimes I apply another fragrance and then I think, oh, this is not working because my previous fragrance is still overpowering the new one, if that makes sense. The next topic I want to discuss, and I actually made a video on this last year somewhere, but I've decided very determinedly that I refuse to pay full price for designer fragrances. It will not happen. In 2026, there will be no paying full price for designer fragrances. End of story. So I've planned the days that I'm allowed to actually purchase designer fragrances. And of course, if there's a sale in between, then I can also purchase it as long as I don't pay full price. So I've already picked up 2 designer fragrances in February, and I kept to my budget this month. I just want to say I kept to my budget. I was actually under budget. I picked up 2 designer fragrances in February. I will do an upcoming perfume haul where I will show you what I picked up once I have enough to show you. So yeah, that was for Valentine's Day. That was the first day I allowed myself to purchase designer fragrances because it was 25% off. Also, the next day will be Mother's Day here in South Africa. It will be the second Sunday in May that I will purchase fragrances, designer fragrances. I've got my eye on some. I know you've asked for a wish list video. I will also do that. I just have to get around to it. Okay, and then in August, on the 9th of August is Women's Day in South Africa. Then I will also purchase designer fragrances, or at least if I'm interested in something, I will pick it up. And then of course Black Friday, and then December, because usually there are a lot of sales and discounts just before Christmas. So those are the days I will specifically be looking for designer fragrances. The exception here is affordable designer fragrances, like, for example, Guess. I'm not going to wait for a sale for those fragrances. So let me know, are there specific days that you specifically purchase designer fragrances, or don't you mind paying full price? What are your thoughts on this? As for me, I will not. I will not. And it's already expensive. Even though there's discounts of 25%, it's still very expensive. Okie dokie, so now let's get into the tray. I'm so excited. Okay, let's do the complimented fragrances first. So the first fragrance that got me a compliment was Dolce & Gabbana Devotion. And I didn't wear this one a lot, to be honest, but a friend invited me over one evening. We had lasagna and this is what I had on, and he was like, oh, wow, you are smelling so good. What are you wearing? So we know Dolce & Gabbana Devotion is a lemon gourmand. Nandi said it smells like gasoline. I don't think it smells like gasoline. To me, it just smells powdery vanilla and lemon, and it's so, so beautiful. I love, love, love this fragrance. The next one, yeah, I feel like I've spoken about this one so much recently, and this is Midnight Rose by Lancome. I think I had it on my tray in January as well. I'm not sure. But this is a raspberry vanilla jammy sweet rose. It's to my nose, it is a sweet, innocent, playful, very feminine fragrance. That is what I get. Now, I got 3 compliments in one evening on this fragrance. Once again, I went to a friend's house. All 3 of the people that were there complimented me on this fragrance. This is a compliment getter. I actually wore it to work yesterday and I got a compliment again. And it was a strong compliment, like, wow, you smell so good. What are you wearing? I promise you, this one get me compliments almost every time I wear it. I love this fragrance. Love, love, love it. I think it's my 4th or 5th bottle. It sounds like it's very far already. It sounds a 3rd. I don't know how far it is, but it sounds like there's a 3rd left or something like that. Okay. And so the next one I'm so excited to tell you about, because this is a new fragrance. This is Maison Alhambra's Narissa Rose Musk, which is a dupe for Narciso Rodriguez Rose Musk Noir. I think this bottle is beaten already, because I took it to a friend and I think it got scratched in my bag. Now let me tell you. Okay, let me first tell you what it smells like. This is, as the name will suggest, a musky, feminine, sophisticated rose. It's a bit pencil shavy, which never sounds good, but it smells extremely good. A bit makeup-y, to my nose, that at least. Sweet, but not overly sweet. Highly, highly, highly sophisticated. I think there's plum in here as well. This is like Midnight Rose is more, in my opinion, innocent and playful, where this is the grown-up sister, which is more sophisticated, more dressed up. It is so good. I said Angam is the little black dress of the Middle Eastern fragrances. This one as well. This one as well. Now let me tell you about the compliments I got. So I went to a friend's house and she said to me she really wants to find her signature scent. So I said, cool, I will bring some Middle Eastern fragrances. I took about 12, I would say. And we were 5 people all together there. When it was me, 3 of my friends, and 1 of my friends' mom. And I took these fragrances. Wait, no, I'm ahead of myself. I first went there and everyone complimented me on the fragrance. I went the one day, everyone said, oh, you smell so incredibly nice. And it was this fragrance. So then 2 days later, I went again with all my Middle Eastern, not all my Middle Eastern fragrances, what am I talking about? With a lot of Middle Eastern fragrances. I took Vanilla Voyage, for example. I took Fayora. I took Noble Blush. Minya. What else did I take? Marc and Victor Eau de Flora. Yeah, many. I took many fragrances. And 3 out of the 4 people there fell in love with this one. It was their favorite. The other friend of mine, her favorite was the Marc and Victor Eau de Flora, which is a dupe for Flower Bomb. 3 out of the 4 people said they want this perfume. And let me tell you, the proof is in the pudding. I had to pick up, this is probably the wrong way around and all the things, it doesn't matter. I had to pick up this for my one friend. She actually ordered 4, but but I could only find 3 in store, and this was for her, her mom and her sisters. So yeah, there you go. I've got 3 of this. I actually want a backup of this one, and I want to purchase one for my mom as well, because I think she will love it. It is, I cannot begin to tell you how much I am enjoying this fragrance. I want Narciso Rodriguez Rose Musk Noir. You know, after I've smelled this one, I want the original. By the way, do you want me to do a video where I discuss the fragrances, the dupes that are so good that I want the originals, and the originals that are so good that I want the dupes? I would like to make a video on that actually. Okay, so these 3 were my only complimented fragrances. Now let's go over to the recap of the fragrances that I unboxed. So I already went over Narissa Rose. This one I already went over, so that was a huge success. My most successful blind buy of February. Let's go to my least successful one. This is Plot Twist by Maison Asrar. Do you remember that I had this ranked in first place when I unboxed? That just goes to show you, you can never go, you know, off first impression. It so doesn't give the full picture. So this is apparently inspired by vanilla powder. I've never smelled vanilla powder in my life, so I can't tell you, you know, whether it's a good inspiration. But what I can tell you is apparently there's vanilla and coconut in here. Yes, coconut you get. I do get it. But it smells to me like a creamy coconut. But here's the thing. Here is the journey that it takes me on. First of all, weirdly, it smells like a masculine gourmand to me. The opening smells very masculine, and I think I said it during the unboxing as well. And then it smells to me like sour, like buttermilk. Buttermilk is kind of sour, right? So, well, it is sour, and that's what it smells like. It smells like thick, sour milk, and it actually makes my stomach churn. It makes me feel nauseated. I tried it twice and it wasn't a good experience at all. I felt so nauseated. Do you know this fragrance, or do you have any inspirations of vanilla powder, and what do you get? I would love to know. No. I'm so disappointed because I thought it smelled nice when I smelled it the first time, but it's weird. It's a weird smell to me. Okay, the second one is Raspberry Ripple, Gelato Raspberry Ripple. And this is by Arabayet. I'm sure I didn't pronounce that right. This is a lovely fragrance. This almost smells like Schmellow Fluff by French Avenue. You know, that one smells like red candies, almost red lollipops. This one almost smells like that, but it smells more fruity and slightly more musky. So to my nose, this smells like raspberry lollipops with a musky undertone. It reminds me of something that should be sort of a body mist, you know, something very light, very airy, definitely a very artificial raspberry, I would say. I enjoy it. I think if you like raspberry fragrances, you will really enjoy this one. I especially like to wear this one when I am walking my dog or when I'm working out. I find it is perfect for that. It's definitely not a serious scent. It's definitely not something that I will wear to a formal occasion, but it's just light-hearted and girly, and I like it. I like it. I don't think I will necessarily repurchase it. It's not blowing my socks off. But I like it. I like it, yeah. Okay, dokie. Then we've got Flora by Fragrance World. Now, I spoke about this one as well in Monday's video, and this smells like Gucci Flora EDP, and it's a very good inspiration. It smells exactly like Gucci Flora EDP, or at least not exactly 85 to 90%. The thing is, it is weaker and it's a bit more watered down. And one of you said all the fragrances in this style of bottle almost is like it has a cologne sort of formulation, and I would agree. So I always want Gucci Flora in my life, but it's been discontinued, and luckily now I have this one, but I want a better inspiration. Apparently Maison Asrar has one, but it's not available in South Africa. But I will keep looking. I will keep looking. And then the last one was Infini Rose. This is also by Maison Alhambra, I think. This is a very strong, overpowering, in-your-face rose. It's been inspired by Atomic Rose. Oh, and this is so good. To me, I don't know why I get lemongrass or something green in here. Like the full rose garden. Yo, it's a strong rose. It is absolutely beautiful. I did not get compliments on this one. I actually wore it. I had friends over and I wore it. Did not get compliments, but let me tell you, I went very light on the trigger, because I think this is a fragrance that has the potential to choke someone out, but I love it. I so love it. It's so feminine, but so in your face feminine, you know. It's like there's no shyness here. This is an extroverted rose. This is what it is. There's no introversion here. This one is introverted. Definitely. But not this one. Oh, no. She doesn't mind being the center of attention. Okie dokie. Let me move all these a bit to the side. And then we just go over the tray. Okie dokie. So, now let me actually keep it here. What did I wear this month? I wore Indomitable by Paris Corner. I love Indomitable. I love Indomitable. This is an orange fragrance. Oh, every time I smell it, my mouth waters. This is an orange fragrance. It smells like Fanta in the opening, but it dries down to a deeper scent, like the peel of the orange. That is what it smells like. So in the opening, it smells juicy, fruity, orangey, and in the dry down, you get the amber that is in this fragrance. This is also not a serious fragrance at all. I loved wearing this one. This is also perfect for walking the dog, for just going outside for a fun day, just for working out. I'm actually wondering whether I shouldn't wear this when I go skydiving. Because it's so much fun. It's so much fun. I love it. It's perfect for hot summer days. I wore Giggle Puff by Heka Hatatar. This is a peachy, fluffy caramel fragrance. Oh, it's so good. It is so good. And this makes me think a bit of Yum Bougie Marshmallow, that sort of DNA. A bit like that, a bit like Empire Victor. It's a lemon gourmand, but it's a fluffy lemon gourmand. It's not, to my nose, a powdery lemon gourmand. I really enjoyed wearing this one. I wore this one to bed some evenings. Then I wore again Valentino Born in Roma Extra Dose. I wore it last month as well. This month I wore it again, but I wore it not a lot, but I love this fragrance. This is a black currant, so in other words, a fruity, slightly boozy vanilla fragrance. It is definitely a grown-up black currant, but not smelling mature. It is sweet. It is slightly playful, very feminine. I love this fragrance. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it more than the original Valentino Born in Roma. Right. Then I wore Alien Goddess by Mugler. Now this is a coconutty, lemony fragrance. The thing is that I bought it last year and I was really into it. And I must be honest with you, I didn't enjoy wearing it this month. I just didn't. I don't know what happened. But you know, it reminded me this month of that Yara Tooth Dolce & Gabbana Shine, that sort of DNA, and it irritated me. So I wore it literally once, and it irritated me so much I couldn't wait, you know, to wear the next fragrance. I don't know what happened. I like this one, but all of a sudden it smells so artificial to me. I don't know. I'm not giving up on that one, but it just didn't work for me this month. I also wore Taskeen Marina by Paris Corner. Apparently Taskeen means tranquility or peace, or comfort, that sort of thing. Oh, someone asked me also to do a video on my comforting fragrances, which I will also do at some point this month or next month. This is a fruity grapefruit blackcurrant fragrance. It is fruity, but it's not like a fruit bowl. It's more like a lotiony smell to me, like a body lotion. There's something oddly familiar about this fragrance. I love this fragrance so much. It's perfect for summer. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. Love, love, love this one. And I put in leave on Monday. And so me and a couple of friends went to a spa. We had a spa day. We bought a spa day on discount last year on Black Friday, and we cashed in on that on Monday. And this is what I wore, because this is for me also a perfect spa day fragrance. Very nice for summer. Then I wore Haya by Lattafa, and I really tried to finish this one because it's on my project pan, and I wore it so many times, but it's still with me. There's no emptiness in this one. This smells like white florals, thickly white florals. Apparently there's champagne in here, strawberry, tangerine. I don't necessarily pick up on any of those notes separately, but it just smells thickly white florals. Now, the interesting thing is I didn't enjoy this one much, I must say. But one day when I had it on, I was like, what smells so nice? And it was this one, and it smelled like Juicy Couture Gold Couture that day. I don't know what happened that day. I think I didn't overspray. I think I went really light on this one. And that day it gave Juicy Couture, you know, Viva la Juicy Gold Couture. So unfortunately, I never had that experience again with this one. No, it's not a bad fragrance. It's a feminine fragrance. It's perfectly good. It reminds me of Charlie Red, and yeah, I think it's too white florals for me, to be honest. Despite the fact that there's strawberry and tangerine, it's not a very fruity fragrance to my nose. So this is Burberry Goddess. We all know her. Most of us love her. This is a vanilla, lavender, sweet, comforting, pretty, feminine fragrance. I think lavender is why some people might not like it, but On me, it dries down to a very strong vanilla fragrance. Now, I didn't wear this one a lot. I wore it maybe twice, but I definitely wore it one day when I went out with friends, and I did not get a compliment. I don't know why doesn't Burberry Goddess or On Gomme get me any compliments? Everyone says, oh, I get chased down if I wear this one. Doesn't get me compliments. Not that that's why I'm wearing this fragrance. It's just perplexing to me. But I absolutely love it. I love it. I think it's one of the most beautiful scents in the world. Okay, then I wore Dylan Blue by Versace. This is a fruity, floral, shampooy, fresh out of the shower fragrance. It smells to me like a shampoo, like Organics shampoo, if you know that one. It is, there's forget-me-not in here, there's Granny Smith apple in here, loads of flowers, loads of fruits. But at the end of the day, it smells like shampoo. I think I wore this one twice after, when going to bed. I think this will also be a nice workout fragrance, to be honest. This is also on my project pan. I don't think I've made a lot of headway on this one. Okie dokie. Then, I feel like this video is very long. Then I wore Vanilla Voyage by Maison Asrar. I often wore this one to bed because I find it so comforting. This is like tonic, caramel, biscuity, so pretty, but you have to like gourmands, you have to like milky and caramel, that sort of thing. Oh, I love this fragrance. I love this fragrance so much. It is so sweet, it is so pretty. You know, this is my favorite Middle Eastern fragrance. Well, perhaps Narissa is giving it a run for its money, perhaps. Okay, then I've got Eau de Soleil by Fragrance World. This is apparently inspired by Gucci Flora Gorgeous Orchid. This is a fruity floral fragrance as well. Quite a higher pitch fragrance. It's for me very summer appropriate. I think you can wear it year round, but I think if I have to choose which season, I would say more summer. There's banana in here, there's pear, there's orchid, but this is my banana fragrance that smells the least like banana. Banana here is just a supporting note. It's not the star of the show at all. It's the supporting actress. And it's just feminine. It is just femininity in a bottle. It is so bright and beautiful and pretty. That is what it is. Oh, I will also do a video on all my Arabian banana fragrances as well. Okay, two left. Mango Yugoso by the Ministry of Gourmand. This is a mango, lemon, bright, fresh, juicy, very juicy mango. There's mango in here, of course. There's melon in here. There's ginger, as far as I remember, and lemon, but it's a sweet, bright, happy, juicy fragrance. I love this one so much. It's not my favorite summer fragrance, but it's definitely a very good scent. Yo, I like it. I really like it. And the bottle, I mean, it's just quality. Okie dokie, then we have the last one, and this is Anna Abayet Coral by Lattafa. This is a watermelon bubblegum. That's basically it. There's peach in here. Yes, you pick up on the peach once, someone mentioned it, but mostly this is watermelon bubblegum. Perfect also for working out. I actually wore it yesterday when I was running. Let me know, do you want a video on fragrances for working out, sporty fragrances. Really like this one so much. For me, it's bright, it's happy. I know it's not for everyone. A lot of you mentioned that you don't like this fragrance. I like it. I love it. I love it. But yeah. Okie dokie. So that has been it for this month's tray. I am so excited to start my new tray. It feels always like I'm starting on a new page. So let me know, please, what you wore this month, or what were some of your favorites this month? What got you compliments? And also, please remember to let me know how many perfumes do you wear in a day. Okie dokie, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you all so, so much. Thank you for your love and support. Until Monday, bye for now.